There's a big question that needs to be asked today. Why President Trump doesn't pull the trigger. He's been trigger shy for many, many months. He was trigger shy with regard to the communist Chinese and the COVID-19 pandemic, which they caused with the bioweapon coming out of their Wuhan lab. Ask yourself, why do we have to pay for the vaccine? Why, at a minimum, isn't China paying to inoculate the entire world, much less this country, with the vaccine, assuming the vaccine works? And frankly, I doubt it. I heard recently that you're going to have to take 6 shots with regard to Pfizer. 6. Do you think many people are going to want to do that, even if it's viable and safe? This pandemic's going to be going on for a very long time. I predict beyond 2021. And the Chinese get a free pass. Nothing happens to them. How is it that this country is being blackmailed into doing nothing? And why is it that Freedom Watch had to bring a class action in Dallas, Texas against the Chinese for all the damage, as well as Jerusalem, Israel, and file a criminal complaint at The Hague? Now, those cases are sitting. We want to push them to get them go forward. The Chinese, the communist Chinese, the Chinese are good people, but the communist Chinese are pure evil. They wouldn't accept service of process. They sent it back. So we're seeking to serve them through a different means. The president also is gun shy, it appears, with regard to pulling the trigger and declaring martial law and calling for a new election. If he has evidence of widespread massive fraud, then that's something he needs to do, not just for himself, but to protect the American people. We can already see the results of the Biden and Harris would-be administration. Javier Becerra, a vile leftist hack attorney general of California, is now going to run the Department of Health and Human Services. And he's packing his administration with minorities, not because of their qualifications, and maybe some of them actually do have qualifications, but because of the color of their skin. That's a very scary proposition. Are we going to have an affirmative action presidency of people being put in place because of the color of their skin, not because of their qualifications? Martin Luther King would not approve that either. He talks about the content of your character and your ability rather than the color of your skin. And this is another thing. I turned on the TV this morning. I look at Fox News just briefly in the morning. I can't stand to watch it otherwise except for Maria Bartiromo, who's the only one there who has integrity, smarts, and actually asks questions and doesn't just roll over like a lapdog for either side, either the left or the right. But there's a commercial that goes on funded by the left, by progressives, touting the integrity of Attorney General Bill Barr because he said that there's no widespread election fraud, and therefore everybody should now support the Biden and Harris takeover of our nation. This is on Fox News. Can you believe that? And this Attorney General continues to rule his school, hiding under his desk like the coward that he is, the blowhard that he is, not having indicted, much less tried, any of the criminals from Comey to McCabe to Brennan to Clapper to the Lovebirds to the Obamas to the Clintons, and of course now the Bidens are off limits. President won't fire him. So the big question is, what is the president afraid of? Is he afraid of investigations into him and his family that have been started by Democrats in New York and elsewhere? Is he afraid that the new Biden Justice Department will go after him and destroy him and his family? If that's the case, he should either lead, follow, or get out of the way. But he needs to protect the American people. He admitted that there's no justice in the courts. I can tell you that. And read my new book, It Takes a Revolution, Forget the Scandal Industry. As Jefferson said, as unelected despots, these tyrants, these federal judges, would cause the need for another revolution every 20 years or so, during which time the blood of patriots would need to be spilled again. And Jefferson added, what's a few thousand dead to refresh the tree of liberty? Now, neither he nor I want to see violence. And that's why things have to happen in an affirmative way. There's no truth to our system of justice. There's no truth to the way our government operates. President Trump right now is playing a public relations game, but this is not enough. Public relations, it's not enough to position yourself to possibly run for president in 2024 or to discredit the incoming Biden-Harris administration. if that occurs, and it appears that it will at this point in time. We're talking about the future of this country. Now, we, the people, we need to rise up. We need to wage a second American revolution. We need to do it for ourselves. And that's what my book is about. It takes a revolution. Forget the scandal industry. Forget Fox News. Get up off the couch. Do something. Join Freedom Watch's Justice League at freedomwatchusa.org or some other worthy cause. Support our citizens' grand juries, because we will try and fry these criminals. We'll have them tried. We'll have them convicted. We'll sentence them. We'll seek to mete out those sentences peacefully and legally with a right of citizens' arrests. And it would be nice if the president remained in office to actually implement them. But it looks to me, I'm getting a little choked up here, that he's afraid of something. And if you're afraid of something, you should simply get out of the way at this point in time. Let the people deal with it. Stop playing games with the American people. Stop sending 30 emails a day asking for money when you're not taking action yourself with either the Chinese or with regard to the massive fraud that was perpetrated against you and against this country. Clearly, there was fraud. The Democrats are evil. They're corrupt. They're ultra-leftists at this point. Biden is brain dead. Kamala Harris is a vile witch. These people are setting out to destroy the country, to dismantle it, to hand it all away, and there'll be nothing left for you and your kids and grandkids. And when it's all over, they'll be on your front lawn demanding the keys to your house, to your car. And if you don't give it to them, they'll probably kill you. And that's where we are. And this is a lesson of history. The barbarians are inside the gates. They're amongst us. They want to destroy this country. So rise up. Read the Declaration of Independence. See your rights. Read my book. It Takes a Revolution. Forget the scandal industry, that you can purchase at Amazon.com, and get to work. Stop watching TV and do something constructive. God bless you. God bless your family. God save your family. God is with us if we help ourselves. I'll be back tomorrow with another special podcast. Until then, thank you for listening to me.